Well, I hope to get a number one for sure soon. That's something I just want to knock off my bucket list. I've touched Billboard already. That was a milestone for me. Getting my first plaque, that was a milestone. Being a number one producer, that's really what I'm set for right now, and that's what I'm grinding for sure. I got a couple songs with Youngboy. That was a big milestone as well. Just having songs with one of the artists that I think is a goat. You know what I'm saying? That just showed me that sky was the limit. And I got a couple songs with NoCap, Rilo, a lot of unreleased stuff that I'm patiently waiting for it to come out. And I know when they do come out, it'll it'll definitely do something.
We're back, season 7, episode 6. Today we got a very special guest. Last week we had Jamillion Stacks. Big part of the interview. Jamil talked about his engineer, the go-to engineer, Tampa, Florida, Greg Taylor, GT3. Greg, talk to me. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you coming on here. This has been in the works for a little bit, not too long. I'm glad you were able to take the time to do this. It means a lot to me for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm glad to be here.
Before we get started, if you're new to the show or not, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure you do all that. If you're listening on the audio platform, make sure you leave a 5-star rating and a review. That'll really help the show. I really appreciate it. Greg, talk to me. You just posted your first single coming out featuring Lil Papa. Talk to me about that. How does it feel dropping your first single? You've been working for a long time. How does that feel?
I mean, me and Papa, we got a good relationship. So like, we've been talking about it for a minute, and I just got like the green light to go. All the paperwork done, had to get the sample cleared, all that. But yeah, I'm just gonna drop it whenever I feel like it. Nah, honestly, I haven't really got a date yet, but um, it's gonna be soon. Should be this year for sure.
Definitely. Know it's gonna be gas. I think that's right. Being a producer, I feel like it's lit. Obviously, you don't get the kind of shine that the artists get a lot of time, but you're doing a lot of work. You just talked about paperwork. That's a big thing. Jamil talked about on the last episode, paperwork, being a part of the music business. What is it like just grinding? You've been grinding for a while, you've been at it for a while. Now you dropped your first single. I'm sure you got more stuff on the way. Just talk to me
De-
from a producer.
Definitely, I got a lot of stuff on the way. But like all the paperwork and stuff, like it comes with it, but I got used to it, honestly. I got a lot of lawyers too, that I be cycling through, like publishing lawyer and like my entertainment lawyer and all that. They helped me out a lot too with the paperwork, but yeah, it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it was overwhelming at first, but I got used to it, and like you just adapt to it for real.
For sure. We definitely gonna go back. We're gonna get back into that, some of the business stuff. But Greg, you're from Tampa, Florida. You really I'd say one of the biggest or one of the biggest producers in Tampa right now. That your tag go crazy. I
Right.
rock with that for sure. Talk to me about growing up in Tampa. What is like coming up in Tampa?
Yeah, I was born in New York, and then I had moved to Tampa when I was 2. My whole family moved here, and ever since then I grew up here. I was born and raised here, so I claim Tampa for real. But growing up in Tampa is, I don't know, it was fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't into troubling or nothing. I was just by myself really. Made some good friends here, lifelong friends for real. So, I had a good experience growing up here for sure. But I love Tampa for real. I'll probably end up staying here, honestly. I just love the weather, everything for real. But yeah.
Definitely. I think people be doing too much talking about they don't like Tampa, this, and this. I be just thinking like they just miserable, bro. Because it's not too much that you can't like. Obviously, it's not as big as Miami, but it's still a good
Yeah,
sized city. It's nothing too much. It's just enough. So I like it. I think I'm gonna end up probably staying in Tampa too. Honestly, I feel exactly what you're saying for sure.
definitely. I love Tampa.
Grew up in Tampa, like we said, went to Wharton High School. We really neighbors for real, but
Yeah, for real. They
for
don't
real,
know
but
that.
I don't even
They don't know that.
like I don't know. It's not our relationship is not like we just been friends for real forever, but I just known
Mhm.
of you and I always knew you were working, honestly. Like in high school, I knew you played baseball, then you got into producing. Talk to me about going to Wharton and playing baseball and then how you transitioned into music.
So yeah, I played baseball my whole life for real. Honestly, baseball was like being a baseball player was my dream. Like that's what I wanted to do for real. And like I always worked hard at baseball. And I was pretty good at it too. So yeah, I played all through middle school, elementary school, and even through high school. I played till my senior year. And then I think the end of 2017 is when I downloaded FL Studio. And that was like the program that I needed to make beats or whatever. And I downloaded it the end of 2017, but I didn't mess with it or nothing. I was just really just like I would look at it on my computer and just like what I'm saying, like just look at it and be like, I'm not gonna do nothing with it. And then one day I was like, I'm just trying to learn it for real. So I just tried it, and my first beat I ever made, it was trash. But like once I made it and like the finished product, I knew it was something I wanted to do for like for the rest of my life. So yeah, that was my senior year, and then ever since then it's been green light.
For sure.
Really,
You still got that beat?
I don't, bro. I don't. It was I got like three computers full of beats, bro, and like it might be on my first computer, but I don't know. Honestly, I haven't even looked back. I don't want nobody to hear it either. So yeah, definitely don't want to hear that.
You might have to release that in a couple years when you up
Yeah.
for real, show people how you started for real. That's
No, it's actually funny though too, because like one of my first beats, it wasn't the first beat I made, but one of the first beats I ever made, Jamil actually hopped on it, and I still got that song too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. What has it been like just collaborating with all the artists in Tampa? We got a couple bigger artists, a couple artists that's on the way up. Talk to me about what it's like just you really the sound of a lot of artists in Tampa. Talk to me about collaborating with them and
No,
how does
yeah.
that work?
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of people don't know, like, cause like people still to this day don't know I produce. You feel me? So like, I like to keep it that way, but it's whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of good artists out in Tampa for real. It's too many to even shout out, but I've been working with a lot. And like really, Tampa's on the come up. We haven't had that one breakout artist yet, but I feel like it's coming soon. I think it's definitely coming soon, and I've been working with a lot, and I got a lot of hard songs, so I know something's gonna happen soon for sure.
So far, I only had Jamil last week. I had Tay Five on a couple seasons ago. I think on season 5, season 6,
Uh,
a little while ago. Shout out to Tay Five, Jamil. And like you said, it's a lot of artists that it's so many. I wouldn't even try to name them all because I'm gonna forget somebody. I don't know who's gonna see this. I don't want nobody to feel left out. But if you're an artist in Tampa, I'm coming to get you on the show for sure. I need more artists. That's something I'm definitely interested in. But um, like you said, you still to this day you made some good songs, a lot of music. You just said three computers full of music, and people
mm,
still don't know you produce. You said you like it that way. That's something I always admired, even from high school. Like you played baseball, you wasn't always just in the way in the mix. I mess with that, and then it's the same now. So I like that. I feel like I'm that kind of guy too. Just I like to just stay down and work until something all the way done. So I appreciate that about you for sure from afar.
yeah, so
You started off your senior year 2017 like you said. I'm sure your process in cooking up has changed, or maybe it hasn't. Talk to me about that. What it's like when you get in the studio or you get in the rooms or wherever you are and you're making beats. What is that process like for you?
so right now it's like it's changed. It's definitely changed from when I first started. When I first started, it would take me like couple of days to make a beat, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So like it's like it was a process for her, and like I had to put all my mind into it, make sure like, okay, this goes here, and I'm still learning. But like to this day right now, it's like in my mind, I could think of a sound. I know this needs to go there. So I'm able to put it there. It's just like a learning thing for real. So I've been making beats for 4 years now. So it's really just, melody. I get the melody, add some drums, and then I just pattern it, go on to the next one. And the next day I listen to it, and it's like, okay, I hear that beat, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can add something there, maybe I could add something over there. And then once I add it, everything, I just bounce it, and then that's it. That's really it. Send it out. And it's just keep repeating over and over. Yeah. But all my beats don't sound the same at all. So that's one thing about me. I'm versatile for real. Like I can make a R&B beat today, and then next day I'll make like a Latin pop beat, and then the next day I'm making trap beats the whole day. So it's just a variety for real.
How important is it to be versatile and not necessarily have one sound.
Nah, yeah. I mean, so like, it's important to be versatile because like it gives more opportunity, I would say. Because like you can go into this studio with this artist and then play a whole bunch of this type beats, and then go into the next studio and then he's looking for another type beat, and then you got that too. So like it gives you more opportunity, I would say. But if you're looking for like a specific sound, like like some people have their own sound for real, so they would make one type of beat, and you can't really knock that hustle because that's what people know you by. But it's different.
For sure. Who are some people that you looked up to, like producers and artists that you looked up to that along your journey you were looking at like, oh, I like the way they work. I like the way this sounds. I could take this from this person. Not necessarily copying, but just who are some people that you and looked up to?
I would say I got inspired by Metro Boomin for sure, just from his versatility, and just his work ethic. I know he could like make a beat and then have his own project and do all different types of stuff. I always looked up to Metro. Southside for his trap beats and just how hard he was. Um, and really the whole 808 Mafia for real. And I would say Zaytoven, just from like his melodic pianos and all that. Yeah, it's something I looked up to.
Definitely. Obviously, I've been doing interviews and interviewing people, podcasting, all of that kind of stuff for about 2.5, 3 years now. And I watch so many interviews. I watch interviews all the time. I really listen. I watch interviews and listen to podcasts more than I listen to music at this point. And
Mm.
I watched a lot of those guys that you just said, like Metro Boomin, Southside, Zaytoven, all those guys. And like it just seems so lit to be a producer, bro. Like just being able to actually be able to cook up some cool beats and know that somebody could really hop on this and possibly make it a hit. I feel like that's crazy.
But
What?
like
Go ahead.
artists, you said artists too. So artists I was looking up to was Future. I was listening to Chief Keef a lot too, growing up. Um, I say Youngboy too. I think Youngboy is a goat, but that's controversial. But I think, yeah, growing up, I listened a lot to Youngboy, and he inspired my sound a lot too.
You said a goat or the goat?
He's a goat.
Okay, okay, okay. I agree with that.
Not
I was about to say, all right, Greg, don't make the interview turn left, man. For sure. I think he's a goat for sure.
yeah.
On Jamil's episode last week, I asked him what are the basic steps, some of the basic things you need to know to become an artist. And I want to ask you the same thing as a producer. You're an artist as well because you make art. But talk to me about some of the basic stuff you would tell somebody that's up and coming that wants to become a producer. What do they need? The equipment. You talked about lawyers. Let's talk to me about some of the most basic things that somebody needs that's watching this that might want to pursue their dream of producing.
Okay. So first you need a laptop for sure, because like you can't make a beat without a laptop. So it could be any laptop for it. It doesn't have to be gaming or none really. I use a gaming laptop, but it doesn't have to be nothing for it. It could be laptop, desktop, whatever. You gotta have the right software. So you could go FL Studio. That's what I use. But they have like Ableton, Logic. It's just different softwares. It's to each his own. And then headphones, because you don't want to cook up through the laptop because you don't know how the sound and mix is for real. Um, that's it. Basically, that's all you need, really. You don't need no speakers. You don't need nothing special for to be a producer, honestly, because people make hits from bedrooms. I know so many producers that have gone number one just from sitting in their room. You know what I'm saying? Just in their room, just making beats, and that one beat could become a number one hit.
Definitely.
So much.
I think that's something that everybody in all as face like facets of life they get kind of misconfused. They just think too much about things. They want to get the most high tech equipment, especially just starting off. And I really think that's just like ass backwards. Like I think like me when I started making videos, I was doing it on my iPhone at first. I'm recording this on the laptop computer. Like I got a camera and I'm not even using the camera. Like I think just having a proof of concept and just proving to yourself that you're even willing to do the work on the basic equipment is the way to go versus buying speakers like you said or buying the latest greatest laptop or all the stuff that you could have, I think that's just not the way to go. So that's
You
something I
don't.
always think about.
Yeah, you don't need all that.
You talked about, like I said, you talked about just not being in the way, people still not knowing you produce, even though you've been putting out good music and you've been grinding for 4, 5, 6. That's 2020. Is it
Yeah,
2020?
it's about 5 years. About five
5 years?
years.
Is it? It's 2022. I'm tripping. About to
Yeah.
be 2023 in a couple months, but yeah, 5 years. Talk to me about like the mentality you would tell somebody that they need to become a successful producer. Like everybody's not you, everybody's not already on that kind of time where they don't really care about the shine right away. Talk to me about the mentality you would tell somebody that they need just up and coming, being a producer, staying down, grinding.
Right. So like, yeah, with a producer, being a producer, like, is you don't get the shine, of course, unless like you make a name for yourself for real. I'm fine. Like most artists, that's what they have to do. They have to be the front of the stage. They have to be the shine for real. And I'm fine with just being in the background. Just not not really in the front of the line. And that's what comes with being a producer, unless you make a name for yourself. But yeah, to be a producer and like successful, you have to have passion, I would say. Like, because you could just be making beats every day and like you're just gonna get bored. And then you being bored, you're not putting your passion into the beat. So it's not gonna be the best work you could put out. And you need the best work to put out for the artist to rap on it. So you know what I'm saying? I just put passion into my beats, I guess that's what you could say. Because I know it's something I want to do. So it's something I always wanted to do. And just, I've been working for so long and I feel like I haven't even done 1% of what I want to do for real. So like I guess the passion is what keeps me going and makes me not worry about whatever anyone else thinks, or like me being in the background doesn't bother me or nothing. I'm just grinding, head down grinding for real.
For sure. That was my phone screen for like a year. Put your head down and work. That's something I always just stood by because I feel like you can't really lose. You never could lose unless you quit. Like once you quit, then that's when you're dead. But
Exactly.
if it take you 15 years to get to where you want to go and you make it, then you made it versus taking 7 and you quit, then you just a quitter. So that's something I always thought. And I also always think like you're not always gonna be motivated, but like being consistent is like the cure to that. Like obviously, it's days you don't want to cook up beats. I play basketball. It's days I don't want to go to the gym. Days I don't want to practice. Days I don't want to edit shows, shoot shows. I'm doing this right after practice. I really could just be in the bed right now. Like, but just
Exactly.
being consistent, I think that's the cure to like your lack of motivation at times. Obviously, you gotta have the passion, like you said, you got to have some motivation, a good amount of it. But just on those days where it's lacking, I think the discipline, consistency, I think that's really what keeps you
Yeah,
going and keeps somebody locked in for real.
definitely.
Something I want to know personally, and I know other people that are watching this that are looking up to you, people that are looking up or people that are up and coming trying to become producers. How important is it to have a tag? And do you need a tag before you start putting in work, or is that something that you could put your work in and find your tag after and just put it on?
I think having a tag is definitely an important part of being a producer for sure. It helps like recognition, I would say, and then like putting a face to the tag is important as well. My first tag was trash. It was something I just made over the iPhone and just added like a reverb and added a stutter and just threw it on the beat. And that was my tag for like a minute. And then I recently just had my cousin, well, not recently, I'll say about 2 years ago. I had my cousin do my tag, and that just came like naturally. It was something like I was just making beats, and I was thinking, I was like, I needed a tag. I need something hard. And then I thought of it. I was like, oh yeah, I could just do that. So I just had my cousin like come to the studio with me. He said what he had to say in the mic, and then I let the engineer just do what he had to do, mix it or whatever, and then do it on the beat. And I was like, oh yeah, this is it for sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, having a tag is important for sure for being a producer.
What's the best advice you would give to somebody that's an up and coming producer or a rapper or artist? Like you see it from both sides. You work hand in hand with artists or with rappers, and you're an artist yourself. But what's some advice you would give to somebody that's up and coming trying to get into the music game as a producer or an artist?
I would say just make sure it's something you want to do. Because like I said earlier, if it's not something you don't want to do, then you're not gonna put your best work out, and like you'll get tired of it or whatever. So I would say that make sure you're passionate about it, and also just working hard, being consistent, and just knowing sky's the limit for, and just putting your all into it, and you'll be fine. Just don't give up.
Definitely. I think me from the outside looking in, all the artists that people like just love, like love that become like major are the ones that
Mhm.
you could really just feel their music. You feel like you with them. They could paint a picture for you on the beat. You feel like they really living what they rap about. So
Right,
my advice to anybody is just stay true to yourself as an artist or as a person in general. Like if you true to yourself and you have a vision for anything, I feel like that's the best way. That's the best way to create anything good. I feel like when you start going outside of yourself or you faking something, then I think that's when stuff kind of it'll be iffy.
right,
You just
right.
guaranteeing that you're gonna make it. I feel like if you stay true to yourself and then you grind and you got a good concept, anything you're doing, I feel like you guaranteed to win if you don't quit. So yeah, I feel that for sure. You talked about the lawyers and your entertainment lawyers, the publishing lawyers. Just talk to me about some of the like the paperwork stuff, some of the business stuff that you have to go through, becoming a producer, making sure your business is right so that you can get credit for what you need to get credit for and get paid for what you
Right.
need to pay for. Talk to me about some of the basic stuff regarding
Okay.
that.
So with being a producer, um, you you if you get to the point where you have to be dealing with labels and stuff like that, you're definitely gonna need a lawyer for sure. It's like 100% you're gonna need a lawyer, especially your first placement with the label. You'll need a lawyer because labels, they're trying to make sure that they get around you. That's what they want to do. So like they want to make sure they get the most money out of it. But with the entertainment lawyer, that's what he's for. Use him to get all the money that you could get rather than the more money they could get. So my first placement, I had no idea what to do, honestly. But shout him this person named Adam Slides. He's a goat. He helped me get my first placement, and I used his lawyer, and he taught me like everything that I needed, and like showed me the steps, and basically I hired the lawyer. He told me like his percentages, what his fees were, and I still use that same lawyer to this day, actually. So shout out to Adam Friedman and Adam Slides. Um, Also, with the publishing lawyer, I'm new to this publishing stuff. I just really got into the publishing stuff. Shout out to Create Music though. They they just got all my publishing and everything together. But yeah, I'm new to the publishing stuff, so I haven't really used them that much. But um, I need I needed them for the Papa placement and the single that I just dropped. I needed them to help me get the samples and everything cleared. What else did I need them for? I'm trying to think. Just getting like the feature money and everything like together. That's what I needed them for. But having a lawyer as a producer is mandatory, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's major. I had to ask you about the business stuff, the kind of boring stuff, because you always hear rappers. I don't mean you hear sometimes. I was watching Tay Keith on the interview. He was talking about producers signing bad deals and stuff like that. Also, you only mostly hear about the rappers signing bad deals, and then you see them complaining about it on social media and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that people could hear some kind of advice about going about that. Obviously, when you're dealing with $1 million, $1 billion companies, you don't want to be going in no kind of situation by yourself because
Right.
you're not a lawyer. Like obviously there's stuff that they would definitely be able to get over you or get over on you, like if you was trying to do it all yourself. And a lot of times it is good to do stuff by yourself, but as far as stuff like that with legal stuff and like big money is not the best idea.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
You
definitely,
don't want that to be.
yeah, that's not the path you want to go down for sure.
Mm,
We started the show off talking about the single that's coming up, Lil Papa. No official release date is coming soon. Hopefully by the end of the
mm.
year. Hopefully by the end of the month. Really, I want to hear that. I'm a big Lil Papa fan for sure. So I already know what time it is. GT3, putting in the groundwork in Tampa, obviously moving on to bigger, better things, of course, obviously always moving forward. Talk to me about your future plans and goals as far as being a producer, being an artist yourself.
Right now I'm just working with a bunch of artists from Tampa. That's really what I'm focused on right now. I'm just making sure Tampa gets the shine that it needs and all the artists get the shine that they need. So, I'm just mutually working with a bunch of artists. And like I said, it's so many artists, I can't even like tell you who I'm working with, but it's a lot of artists for sure. And we have a lot of big stuff on the way. But yeah, I would say that mostly just working with Tampa artists, traveling a lot, making sure I get my face out there, working with other producers as well. Traveling back and forth is really what I've been doing a lot. Just making sure I get the best relationships with other producers, honestly. And future plans right now, I'm just working right now, honestly. I really don't have that much future. Whatever happens, happens, But it's I got a lot in store. I just say that I got a lot of stuff in store.
For sure. It sounds like you just stuck in the grind, enjoying the moment. That's what I like to hear, really. Definitely, you already are, but you're gonna be the sound of Tempo because you're really putting in work. Like I hear your tags, I see people tagging you, talking about you. We talked about you for probably like 30 minutes on Jamil's show last week. So I'm definitely glad we got to do this right after perfect timing. We talked about being behind the scenes, your personality. How hard is it when you have to go to different studios, go to different places, and get your face out there, network with other artists, other producers? Like, what is that like? Have you just grown more as time has went on, getting better with it, or is it still tough? How is that?
Honestly, I haven't. I would say honestly, because I wouldn't say I'm socially awkward. I could have a conversation with what I'm saying anybody for real. But I would say I've grown honestly. Just like going to different studios, it has helped. I would say more than anything. Um, but like being social is definitely like communication. I would say is important for being a producer, just so you could like collaborate with other people, other artists and stuff. And you got to talk and you got to be vocal for whatever you want. And yeah, I would say I've learned to be vocal, more vocal, honestly.
Definitely. I hope this is something that can help you out, getting your face out, like you said, other people, other artists, producers seeing you, actually hearing
Right,
you talk and seeing your work, also like putting a face with a name, because I think that's important also. And you're only going to get bigger and better as that grows as well. So I'm excited for this to come out. I've really been waiting to do this, and I'm happy we got to do it for sure.
no, definitely, bro, definitely, for sure.
What's been the biggest obstacle that you've had to face to get to this point, and how did you get through it?
Um, I would say probably doing 4 years of college. I would say was the biggest obstacle because like being in college, and having to. So I would say being in college, and just doing music and schoolwork, traveling. It was a lot because I would have a test on Monday, but I'll be in LA on Sunday. Have to travel all the way back, and that's a 4 hour plane ride. And then just being so drained. I remember times studying in the airport, and I don't know, it was just a lot. But I would say doing 4 years of college and like actually graduating and then all that was probably the hardest to overcome. But now that I'm done with that, I could travel whenever. I'm free to do whenever I want, really, and I have all the time in the world just to spend on music. So I'm glad now. I'm just happy now. I'm blessed.
Definitely, I respect the grind because I'm doing the same thing. I'm playing basketball, school, doing this. It's real. I wish I could just be traveling, pulling up on people. I wish I could be in Tampa right now for real. It would be lit for sure. But yeah, I definitely feel that, not to the same extent, but it's definitely a grind. And I know when I get done, it'll all be worth it for sure, like you just said. So I'm excited
Right.
for it too. What's your why? What keeps you motivated to just keep going, keep doing big things?
I would say my family, just making sure that they're straight and everything around me is good. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure that I'm the best me, and just I don't know. That's what keeps me motivated for real. just family for real. Making sure like they know that I'm doing good and everything is fine with me, and to show them that I'm doing what I got to do, and they don't got to worry about nothing.
For sure that. What's one, two quotes, sayings, mottos that you just keep with you that go through your head that just keep you going?
There's one, and it's something that my dad always told me. It was blame no one, expect nothing, and do something. And I use that for everything I do, honestly, because like you can't blame nobody, you can't expect nothing, and you always got to do something just to keep going. So that's the quote I always use.
Yeah, I think that's key. That's a great, like, that's definitely getting clipped up. That's great because if you don't take accountability for
Yeah.
stuff that happens to you, it's just gonna be bad. If you're expecting people to give you stuff, you're just gonna be let down all the time. And you
Mhm.
got to do something. You got to make some shake. You got to have some kind of
Like, you know what I'm
motion,
saying?
some kind of grind. So I like that
Yeah.
quote right there. Your dad is a wise man for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years or so? You said you're not really all the way locked in on the future. You're more locked in right now. But what are some
Mhm.
things you want to see that you know are going to happen that you hope to happen in a couple years from now?
I hope to. Well, I hope to get a number one for sure soon. That's something I just want to knock off my bucket list. I've touched Billboard already. That was a milestone for me. Getting my first plaque, that was a milestone. But I guess yeah, touching number one, being a number one producer, that's really what I'm set for right now, and that's what I'm grinding for sure. But in the next 5 years, I hope to be, settled down, just still working hard and just, having a name for myself as well. Um, and that's really it. That's mostly it.
For sure. For people that don't know, pop it a little bit. Tell them some of your biggest placements. Some of your what hit the Billboard. Talk to me. Tell the people what you
And
got.
so yeah. I mean, I got a couple songs with Youngboy. That was a big milestone as well. Just having songs with one of the artists that I think is a GOAT, you know what I'm saying? That just showed me that sky was the limit. I touched Billboard on the Billboard Top 100 for rap albums with Papa, his first drop. That was my first plaque actually that I got. I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm waiting to get more plaques so I could, fill up the walls or whatever. I don't want to just have one. But yeah, that was a big milestone. And working with Seti Hendrix, he's an artist out of Jacksonville, if nobody knows who he is. Um, we touched the top 50 on Apple Music for albums. Um, and I got a couple songs with NoCap, Rilo, a lot of unreleased stuff that I'm patiently waiting for it to come out. And I know when they do come out, it'll it'll definitely do something.
For sure. I'm ready to hear all that. You just said a bunch of people that I'm big fans of. I'm not the
Like,
biggest fan of Seti Hendrix. Like, I'm not locked in, but I definitely respect his work. I know he be sliding for real. But yeah,
yeah.
Lil Papa, Rilo, NoCap, Youngboy, Seti Hendrix. I not no disrespect or nothing at all.
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
He's on
respect. Yeah, I respect the work for sure, definitely. But I think that's major. Like you don't be popping it like that. So it had
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
do something. So yeah, for sure. Last question I ask on every show. Who do you think is somebody I should have on the show next? Before you answer, you got to plug me in. You got to help me get on. Who is somebody or some people that you think you can help me get on here?
Okay, so I got this one artist I've been working with from Tampa that you have to get on here before he blows up. His name's Owe Mark. Um, he's from Tampa, like he's born and raised here. You definitely got to get him on there. Cause we got a lot of hard stuff, and I know like you got to get him on before he drops for real. So I was saying him for sure.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Yeah, Owe Mark, got to tap in.
Mark Tay already told me he was gonna plug you in. I'm gonna have to come see. I'm gonna have to come see you, Tay. You told me he was gonna need that. I need that. I followed you on Instagram. I didn't get to follow back. We ain't gonna talk about all that. I definitely been locked in. I've been seeing the work. He be popping it on Instagram on the IG story. He be motivating. I be locked in. I be tapped in. So, oh wait, Mark, if you see this part two, I need you on the show. in person through Zoom like this. Either way, I need
Yeah.
to show
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you get him on here though, for sure. I'm gonna get him on here.
for
But you
sure.
got to.
I need
Got
that.
to.
I definitely need that. I know that would be great conversation. Bro, I've been tapped in, bro. I seen him and Tay on Dirty Glove Bastard like 2 years ago, a year ago.
Mhm.
Definitely a fan from afar for sure. So, OA Mark, I need that. I need that interview. If you're interested, chopping it up with me, I'd appreciate it for sure. Tampa to Tampa connection for sure. I appreciate that. GT3, Greg Taylor. I appreciate you coming on here, bro. It really mean a lot to me. I said it on every show, but it really do mean a lot. Anybody come on, feel like I just started, even though this season 7, the middle of season 7. Like you said, you feel like you only did like 1%. I feel like I might have did like 0.5%. So yeah,
Yeah, we on the same page then, bro. We on the same page.
for sure. I appreciate you coming on here. The in-person vibe we definitely gonna lock that in when I come back.
No, yeah, definitely.
Sure. But Greg, anything on your heart, on your mind, a little motivation, anything you got for anybody watching, anybody looking up to you?
I would say just keep going, bro, for real. Because the day you stop, it's the day you're gonna, later on you're gonna wonder, like, wow, I could have been doing that. I could have been doing that. Just keep going, no matter what. Everybody's got their days where they don't feel like doing whatever, but just keep going for sure. And it's no telling what'll happen.
For sure. GT3, 3 hard. All your social media, all that's gonna be down below. But tell everybody where they can find you. Anything else that you got coming up? We talked about the Papa single coming out. Anything else you wanna plug in?
Yeah. So yeah. All my socials be on, on the description. Got the Papa single coming out. Like I said, a lot of unreleased music. Hopefully it drops soon and y'all get to hear it. I will say this. I have a Polo G and G Herbo song coming out soon, and y'all just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I like. That's what I like to hear. Don't tell me it's on a new album. Don't tell me
Y'all
that.
just y'all gonna have to see. Y'all gonna have to see. It's on the way. On the
That's
way.
that just made my night right there. That's what we wrapping it on. GT3. I appreciate you again, bro. For real, it mean a lot to me.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Yes, sir. All the socials gonna be down below. Stay tuned for the in-person vibe. That's coming. That's coming soon for sure. Gotta lock that in. But
Definitely.
yeah, if you tuned into the show still right now, I appreciate you being tuned in, being locked in. It's been a journey for sure. If you tuned in on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, share this with somebody that you think need to see it, somebody that you know is in the music, artists, producers. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, any of that kind of stuff, leave a 5-star rating and a review. GT3,
Yeah.
DJ Henderson Podcast, Season 7, Episode 6. We gone.
Appreciate you, bro.